Hi, my name is Alan Lord, and I'm preparing this video as part of the requested video application to become an AOPA instructor for the Rusty Pilot program. I am a retired accounting professor who has more than 40 years of experience at the university level teaching accounting and related courses. I moved to San Juan, Puerto Rico when I retired from the Ohio University retirement system, and I taught for 3 years at the University of Puerto Rico in San Juan. When I arrived here, I immediately joined the Aero Club of Puerto Rico and looked into joining the FAA Fast Safety Team as a representative. Shortly thereafter, I was appointed a safety representative for the Fast Team in San Juan, and since then I've been promoted to become a lead representative. The details of my academic background and my aviation credentials are listed on my resume, and so I won't take up time on this video trying to describe those. But in general, I'm a commercially rated single and multi-engine pilot who owns a 1977 Piper Cherokee Aero, which I fly on a regular basis, and it is based here in San Juan. That's important because it enables me to be able to deliver seminars for AOPA around Puerto Rico as well as in the U.S. Virgin Islands on St. Thomas and St. Croix. But more importantly, I think, or at least just as importantly, I have a second home. My legal residence, for tax purposes, is in Columbus, Ohio, and I am willing to deliver safety presentations throughout the United States, particularly in the Ohio and related state area. I say I'm willing to do this because this is what I'm doing for my retirement. This is my commitment to volunteer activities. And so without AOPA incurring any additional costs over what they might incur for a local person to deliver the seminar, I will deliver the seminars in various locations. I will use those opportunities for my wife and I to travel around the United States at our expense and use some cost reimbursement from AOPA without incurring additional costs from the AOPA Safety Foundation or whoever is sponsoring the Rusty Pilot programs. As I said, I've been a member of the FAST team for about 4 years here in San Juan, and a couple of years ago they promoted me to become a lead representative. In 2014, the FAST team in San Juan named me as the FAST team representative of the year, and then last year they gave me another recognition certificate for services. They wanted me to apply for the regional nomination for the FAST team representative of the year nationally last year, but we've put that off for a year so that I can gather better records for some of the things that we're doing down here to promote aviation safety and continuing aviation among pilots in the Caribbean. Attached inside this video, following this discussion, you're going to see a short 5-minute or so video of me making a safety seminar presentation on stabilized approaches in San Juan. I'm sorry that my resume might be a little bit late coming to you as an application for this position, but I really did not have any videos of my presentations, and we had to have a safety seminar scheduled and then take the videos, and then, to be honest, we've been trying to figure out how to edit these videos to put it all together to send you a nice package. Nevertheless, you should be able to get a sense of the way I lead meetings from this 5-minute video. I'm certainly willing to take a telephone conversation or whatever other methods you'd like to have for interviewing before you make the decision on hiring me for this position as a Rusty Pilot instructor. So what happens if we're not stable by the time we descend within 1,000 feet of the runway? Well, the answer is simple. What they'd like us to do is go around. Like that. Now, I don't think that happens very often, to be honest. But that's what we want to do, go around, set up a more stable approach on the next try. Now, that can be a tough decision to make for a lot of reasons.
We have a long distance of aircraft.
Well, you have all kinds of aircraft, you have all kinds of spaces, but the point, what we're trying to say is, statistics are showing us that there are people who aren't doing go-rounds when they ought to be doing them. So maybe you need to figure out for you and your plane and your approach what it is. And if you're not stable by then, that's when you're going to do the go-round. That's why you have to be committed to a decision before you reach that 1,000-foot point, and then you can set it up again. Now, what do you have for best practices in how your plane is configured? Let's get some people in here. We got people flying all kinds of flights. We got Barons, we got Cirruses, we got Cessnas, whatever. What are your configurations if you're flying instruments?
At Fairfield, we are completely stable. At 95.
By the final put.
Well, it's one at a time.
95. That's what we use in the Baron. 95. And the only thing we don't do until we're going to land is put our final flights. We have flights 15, 95, and checklist complete at that time. And then you just have to go and at the end, put the final flights up.
And you try to get those things done by 1,000 feet, or?
Yeah, I'm 1,600. By 1,000 feet, I'm in
Right.
approximately at the end of the.
Okay.
Final approach fix, go figure, also be on glide path. The only thing you have to do is maybe increase flaps before.
Okay.
And by the way, for every mile or for every 300 feet, you should be a mile. So if you multiply 300 feet times 5 miles or 6 miles, which is final approach fix, 1,500 feet AGL or 1,800 feet AGL should be a good whack.
And this part about figuring out how far away that fix is, this is kind of important, okay? Rolando is oftentimes my safety pilot, and he will tell you that the last time I did some stuff, just last week, we did a couple approaches at Grande, we did a couple, international, we did a couple ILSs, and we came back in to do the RNA. But you know, if you get the fear pay at 16, you can't just kind of dawdle. Because if you dawdle and take your time going down, you're going to be past the runway. I mean, I was flying with goggles on, you know, I wasn't in the suit, but he says to me, and I was kind of making sure I had everything stable, and I was stable, but I was maybe like 500, because like that's a glide slope for my ILS. I'd just done these ILSs. He says, give it at least 1,000, because if you don't, by the time you come out, you're going to be halfway down the runway.
Too high.
You know,
Too high to
because
safe landing.
we on the RNAV there, we don't have the vertical, you know, we only have the horizontal, we don't have the vertical guidance. And so, you know, after, you know, that if you go from Malku to Firpe, you've got 24 to 16, and you can get down to 16 and kind of get flat. But if you come from, for those of you that are instrument pilots and know this route, then, but you come down to Firpe, we don't have anything. You just got to get down.
To 540.
To 540 or below.
No.
540 minimum
that's
set
the-
up.
Now, I forget where we are.
FDA.
So,
They stay there and then
Yeah.
you run.
right. So, but you got to get there. You can't kind of just gradually slow. But it's not that way in every approach. Other ones, you can just do nice, stable 500 feet, and it won't be a problem because of where the final approach fixes are. So the distance from these things make a difference, and you have to understand what they are. But the key is be set up. Okay, if you have a retract plane, get the gear down. Number one, we're still getting gear up accidents every week somewhere. There's a gear up
And
accident.
here.
Okay, we get them here too. Or, well, we have some that have had gear collapses and mechanical problems, but I don't know if we've had any pure gear ups recently. But
but we have a problem with that still.
Thanks for looking at the video. I thought I'd mention a little bit about how I selected that portion of the video from the seminar to share with you. After thinking about the fact that we only had 5 minutes or so out of a 1.5-hour seminar to share, I decided I didn't want to have you looking at me talking about particular slides. Although I did that a little bit at the beginning of this video clip, I thought it was more important for you to see how well I can relate to the pilots and participants in the seminars. I think one of the advantages that I will bring as a seminar presenter is the extensive experience I have working in the classroom. I have the ability to look at people's faces and tell when they understand what we're talking about, when they don't understand what we're talking about, when they'd really like to ask a question but may not be willing to raise their hand and ask a question, and I have the ability to call on them and to monitor and work the room, if you will, in the presentations. And in a Rusty Pilot seminar, I think that could be very important, because you're going to have people who haven't flown in a while, who may not be as comfortable asking questions about aviation issues that they understand or don't understand. And I think I will be able to recognize that better than some of the other applicants that you might have for these positions because of my extensive teaching experience. So, I know that this video is only supposed to be about 5 to 10 minutes long, and I've got 5 minutes of the video clip and now a few minutes of me talking to you. So I'd like to conclude by telling you how interested I am to do this position with AOPA. I've listed some people who can serve as references. These are the chairman of the Aero Club in Puerto Rico, members of your staff on AOPA, the dean of the aviation program at the university in Puerto Rico, which represents the only university-based training program in the Caribbean, and also my FAST team program manager from the FAA. If you need more references, just let me know. I can provide however many you want, and I hope to hear from you soon about your thoughts regarding my application. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this. Again, I'm Alan Lord in San Juan, Puerto Rico.